God says, I want to be first in every area of your life. And if I'm not first, I won't be second. You see this you see this principle of the first fruits, or giving to God the first and the best, in Matthew chapter 6. It's in this Sermon on the Mount. It's Jesus' kind of hallmark sermon of his teaching ministry. And in the longest section of teaching on the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus teaches on money and possessions. It's the thing Jesus talked about more than anything else in his ministry, more than heaven and hell. He talks about money and possessions because it's the thing that impacts our life in God in the greatest way. And this is the same passage. He says you can love money or you can love God, but you can't love both. And then he goes into this section talking about anxiety. And he says, don't be worried about your life. Don't be worried about what you're going to eat or the clothes you're going to wear or where you're going to live. God will take care of you if you put him first. And then out of nowhere, he starts talking about the birds of the air. And I don't know if literally some birds flew by. I mean, he's Jesus, right? He could have been like, think about the birds of the air. Cue the birds. He could have. He's like, look at the birds of the air. They don't work. They don't do anything. They've never had a 401k. They've never had a boss. They've never once checked the stock market. And yet God feeds them faithfully every single day. It's like he's like, are you serious? The birds have more faith than you? And then he says, look at the lilies of the field. They're clothed in they're more beautiful than Solomon in all of his glory. It's like those pants that you just had to have. You know, those fancy pants. You're like, ooh, I look good in these pants, but you can't afford them. You know, and so you get on a payment plan for your pants, which is crazy. Sell the pants, all right? But he's like, no, God can provide for you in ways you couldn't imagine if you just put him first in your life. Matthew 6:33, but seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. Put God first in your heart, your mind, your life. And all these things will be added to you. What are all these things? All the things we get gray hairs over. All the things we lose sleep over, God takes care of it.